Howdy, howdy, this is Crafty Grinding back again with an arena cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I'm going to cover the new Kingpin and Black Panther arenas, so let's go ahead and get it started. The first thing I like to do is kind of classify these arenas compared to past arenas so I can start lining up trends against. And the first thing I do is when it comes to the 4-star and 3-star, you can either be a new champ or an old champ. That's typically the two different trends we see out of those arenas. And with Kingpin, no big shocker here. He's a new champ in both arenas and pretty much to the new game as well. And then for Black Panther, this is the tough one, the 4-star basic. We've seen in the past before the the account band, there was either low, medium, or high trends kind of forming up. And after the account band, it's kind of been a gray, not clear black and white on which direction different clusters. The clusters have all been kind of messing around with Dormammu kind of breaking on here recently as a high level champ. So something to keep our eye on. But when we look at this, I think, concerning the traditional model of low, medium, high, he will be kind of a low interest. Even Iron Man was in low interest, but there's kind of a new definition around low interest after the account ban, and we'll get into that soon. But let's first take a look at the 4-star feature new champs past results. And you can see starting with Carnage, going from Carnage to Punisher to Spider-Man to Vulture, then Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus. We're talking a lot of peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. And I think if you look at the Punisher to Vulture to Dr. Octopus, one thing is true about the valleys is that there's been this gradual increase. And I think unless there's a lot of strong interest after a champion, you're probably going to be in that valley range, if you will. But I do think that valley range, unfortunately, is creeping up a bit. So kind of keep that in mind when we get to the Kingpin. And then when you look at the top 10%, though, that's kind of right around, it's been around 4.2, 4.3, 4.4 million here over the last couple arenas, and for new champs. And then for new champs for the 11 to 30% tier, it's been right around 2 million. Now, when we get to the 4-star basic low interest champ, there was kind of that kind of gradual increase we saw before the account ban, but then after the account ban, there was that little bit of a dip, but then we've gone back up with Iron Man. I think you'll continue to see that kind of at that level. And with 11 to 25% here, it's right been around that last milestone, which is 1.5 million. When we look at the 3-star feature, new chance first round past results, we can see a similar kind of peak valley for the most part, but then there's been a little bit more of that flattening out, a little bit more so than what we saw for the 4-star feature. And I think again we can plan to see that with this 3-star feature, right around again the Dr. Octopus level, and then with 11 to 25% here, that's right around that last milestone reward, which is at 640,000. So I think you'll see it kind of hang around there again for that 11 to 25% tier. So when it actually comes to the predictions, when it comes to Kingpin, again, that gradual increase that we saw after Dr. Octopus for kind of that valley range of a 4-star feature new champ, I think is what we're going to see here, which puts us right around 4.5 million. And then with the top 10% coming at 4.6 million. And then again, real quick before we go over the 4-star basic, if you're interested in that 11 to 30% tier, shoot around 2.1 million. But then as you can already see, the predictions for Black Panther, the top 10% kind of hanging around that Iron Man with that gradual increase that we saw for the 4-star basic low interest champ. So that's right around 2.5 million with 11 to 25% tier coming in at 1.6. And then lastly, for the 3-star feature, again, kind of flattening out here recently, kind of in that valley range a little bit that we saw for Dr. Octopus. I think we're talking about 1.45 million with 11 to 25% coming in at 650. So again, these are the predictions. If those trends that we saw kind of play out in the graphs, if those continue, this is what you can kind of expect. But those are just trends. And kind of like any financial analyst will tell you, past results do not guarantee future results. So kind of keeping that in mind when you think of the trends, I always like to give a grind target. So what these grind targets are, kind of take above and beyond what the trend numbers currently show, just in case those exceptions do occur and you have to go higher than what the current trend line shows. And if that's the case, then I would recommend, if you really want Kingpin, go to 15 million. The good news is we're not talking 16, we're not talking 17 million that we've seen some of those all-time highs with Green Goblin and Spider-Man. We're just seeing, a little bit higher than that Dr. Octopus range, and 15 million will make sure you get them. Same with the top 10%, you can get it instead of 4.4, go to 4.8 million to make sure. And if you really want to get that 11 to 30% tier, better target around 2.3, 2.4 million. So then if we take a look at the 4-star basic, really want Black Panther, don't have to go all the way to 3 million. Probably get by with 2.8, but make it 2.9 million to be safe. With 11.25% around 1.8 million. And lastly, for the three-star feature champ of Kingpin, you better make sure you get to at least 1.45, maybe even 1.48 million would be the kind of the safe zone. If you get one put to 1.48, you'll be in good shape with 11 to 25%. Going to 670,000. So these are my thought on both the trend line predictions, where they're playing out, and my recommended grind target if you really want these chances, which you should go to. Would love to hear your thoughts on these, your comments, your builds, your differences of opinion on these in the comment section. We can talk about them there. Especially if you have any questions, we'll be happy to discuss them in the comment section as well. And of course, if you like this video, would really appreciate you hitting that thumbs up like button. And of course, if you like this video and others that I have on the channel, would really appreciate a subscribe. Other than that, thanks a lot for stopping by and have a great day.